Yo, what's up, people? We back. Another day on Keep It G News. And then we got the word on what happened with Casanova in court. Now, for the people that follow my channel, y'all know I've covered this situation extensively. Extensively. Go back and check the videos out, man. So this video, I'm going to do it a little bit different because it really ain't too much left to say other than it's always a shame where a person a cop out. They cop out. You know, normally when you cop out, you get a deal, you get some type of break, but not in Casanova case, because it looked like to me the judge maxed him out. U.S. Attorney Damian Williams said Caswell Sr. is not just a notorious recording artist, but he is also a high-profile leader of a vicious street gang and a magnet for gang violence. At a crowded Miami house party, Sr. personally fired a gun that seriously injured and could have killed the victim, enticing a shootout. Further, Sr.'s stature in the community was central to Gorilla Stone's successful recruitment and nationwide expansion. Today's sentencing, along with the other significant sentences that have been imposed in this case, shows once again that gang life is not worth it and it will lead to many years in prison. According to the indictment, public court filings, and statements made in court, since at least 2004, Gorilla Stone has been a brutal, violent street gang with a national presence that has been founded by Senior's co-defendant, Dwight Reed, aka Dick Wolf. Gorilla Stone has many members across New York State, including throughout New York City, Westchester, and the New York State prison system, and all over the country, such as in Florida, where Senior engaged in substantial criminal conduct. Gorilla Stone is comprised of various sets, or caves as they are called by gang members. Gorilla Stone is a highly organized, efficient street gang with an organizational commitment to violence that strictly enforces its internal laws. Senior's Gorilla Stone co-defendants were charged with a host of crimes committed in furtherance of their joint enterprise. Some of the charges against Gorilla Stone members include racketeering conspiracy, various frauds, a large-scale narcotics conspiracy that Senior actively participated in, a myriad of firearms offenses, and numerous acts of violence, including the daytime murder of a juvenile in the middle of a Poughkeepsie street, multiple attempt murders and shootings, including 2 in Florida in which Senior was involved, a gunpoint drug-related robbery, and a brutal slashing. For over a decade, Senior participated in and was associated with the Gorilla Stone racketeering conspiracy. Senior was a powerful, respected, high-profile member of the gang. Senior admitted that he was an organizer or leader of a criminal activity that involved 5 or more participants. Senior joined the gang while incarcerated over a decade ago and has remained an active member ever since, including upon his release from custody from a prior case in 2013. As part of racketeering activity, on or about July 5, 2020, while in Florida for a gang member's birthday, Senior shot a gun at a gang member with whom he was having a gambling dispute, hitting one gang member in the leg and calf area and a second, different gang member in the foot where the bullet ricocheted. A victim suffered serious bodily injury because of the shooting and was treated at a Miami area hospital for a gunshot wound to the foot. Thereafter, other party attendees, including a member of Gorilla Stone, discharged multiple firearms. Additionally, as a part of the August 5, 2018 robbery at Manhattan Diner that Senior participated in, the victim was restrained and suffered seriously bodily injury. The robbery started when Senior appeared to believe the female victim took a photo of him from a booth where the victim was sitting. Senior then proceeded to forcefully take the victim's cell phone. Senior's gang member associate then came up behind the victim and put her in a headlock until she fell to the floor unconscious from lack of oxygen. Senior further agreed to traffic at least 100 kilograms of marijuana during an approximately 9-month period. Senior was responsible for distributing between 100 kilograms and 400 kilograms of his personal branded 2K marijuana. Senior, 36, of Montville, New Jersey, previously pled guilty in May 2011, 2022 before Judge Halpin to 1 count of conspiracy to conduct and participate in the conduct of affairs of a criminal enterprise through a pattern of racketeering activity, and 1 count conspiring to distribute over 100 kilograms of marijuana. In addition to the prison term, Senior was sentenced to 4 years supervised release in order to forfeit $50,000. Senior is the 12th defendant in the Gorilla Stone case to have been sentenced. The other 11 defendants have been sentenced by Judge Halpern are Davion Gillett, aka Donnie Love, who was sentenced to 248 months in prison; Nia Austin, aka Baby, who was sentenced to 234 months in prison; Jared Chrysler, aka JC, who was sentenced to 207 months in prison; Brandon Knives, aka Untouchable Dot, was sentenced to 110 months in prison; Jamal Trent, aka Trap Smoke, was sentenced to 9 years in prison. Dezon Washington, aka Black, was sentenced to 97 months in prison. Robert Sly, aka Trouble, who was sentenced to 8 years in prison. Jordan Ingram, aka Flo, who was sentenced to 8 years in prison. Stephen Hughes, aka Chino, who was sentenced to 7 years in prison. Isaiah Santos, aka Zay, who was sentenced to 7 years in prison as well. Shanae Outlaw, aka Easy, who was sentenced to 3 years in prison. 5 additional defendants pled guilty and are awaiting sentencing. Deshaun Thomas, aka Don, Ahmed Walker, aka Ammo, Brandon Soto, aka Stacks, Robert Woods, aka Black Rob, and Brandon Thornton, aka Luxury. Now I know I say he was maxed out. Court 15 years. You know, though his charges he was facing, I think, anywhere from 30 to 60 years. The state was only offering 15. That's what they wanted, and the judge granted it to him. So he got maxed out. He got exactly what the state of New York wanted him to get, or the government of the United States wanted him to get, because this is federal time. And I told y'all how I feel about Casanova. Go back and check the videos. I ain't really got too much rap for him, yo. At that age that he was, in mid-30s, late 30s, you still involved in this type of behavior, yo? Come on now. What you expect? But let me know how y'all feel about this in the comments. Just keep it your news. Subscribe to the channel.
You be dreaming about your dreams. I be living out my nightmares. I been missing out in bed. The other night she was right there. I be lurking with my bros. I be crying with my mom.